I feel like we're starting with that a lot lately.
We have.
It's been a minute though. It's been a month or two almost. But
I guess we're doing a month late. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Just life happening, man.
Yeah.
Life happening. But
Yep.
been good though.
Yeah.
Been good. It's been happening.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
With the Game Related Network crew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Welcome in. I'm saying I'm Adam, chilling with the homies.
All right.
Happy to be doing so.
Yep.
And I'm Kevin.
And I'm Zach, and we're back.
We're back, man. And as always, there's a lot to talk about, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the longer we wait, what's nice is there's always more news we can round up and catch up on. But
we can have a full conversation and go over all of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, this week alone, I mean, we don't even one thing at a time. What have you guys been playing?
Oh my God. Well, I've just been playing Destiny for like the last 2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
Shadowkeep. Yeah. Shadowkeep came out. I've been grinding. Started the raid last Saturday, so the raid went live last week, and it's fucking awesome, man. So I also joined a clan and been partying up with those guys, and it's nice, like a big multiplayer game like that, having a crew, because you benefit a lot. But the raid is something else, man. I don't know. Have you guys done any raids before in Destiny?
I don't think I did any raids. No.
I did one, I think. Mm-hmm. I didn't do any of the DLC ones, but I think I did one initially.
It's fun stuff. I mean, it's another level because like Destiny, I think what sets it apart from other shooters is like they create these cool mechanics and like stuff that requires teamwork, and it's just not just shooting the bad guys. Like you can't just beat the boss by just it's not just a bullet sponge. You have to like get the conditions like satisfied and like get through all these different trials. I think we've got some footage playing now. This is the first section of the raid. This one of the cool mechanics is there's this like tether box that will link you guys up, and you use that to open doors and also get this like charge and stuff to fight guys. But it's wild, man. It took us, let's see, we played through, and I still haven't beaten it yet, by the way. But we played the first couple of encounters. It took us like 6 hours.
That's a good sign. You still have yet to get through the whole thing, and
6 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, the raids in general, from what I could understand, are usually like that's a good slice of time.
Yeah, and now this is going in blind. That's the thing. Is like once you know how to do a raid, you can do it in an hour or two. But like going in blind on this, nobody knows how it's done. We don't know like the good strategies and like what you need to look out for. So we're all just figuring it out as we go along. That was what was so fun about it.
That's interesting. All right.
Yeah. So there are so many different like elements. Like this stage here, this is the box, but you have to kill a guy before you can unlock it. They just killed that guy, and now he's linked up. They're gonna form a chain, and they're unlocking the second door now. Once the second door unlocks, the first team, in our situation, at least our strategy, the first team that was out holding the boss down would come through, and they're going to go into the next room and take care of stuff, and then we would watch this and pick up the charge, and it's just crazy how much you have to organize and like really plan stuff out.
That's phenomenal, man. This looks so fun. I honestly miss Destiny, and hearing you how excited you are when you bring it up, and how much you think it's exclusive. I'm gonna be honest, even in the pre-show talk, we haven't heard anything about Skyrim.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's it's been kind of slow in the Skyrim world. VRIK hasn't had anything new. I'm getting to the point where I want to do like a full rebuild on Skyrim.
Yeah.
And just kind of clean it up, because I've just been kind of going along and like adding mods and taking mods out, and like I need to refine things and kind of pare it down and find some things that are really tanking performance. Mm-hmm. There's a couple areas where, like in the Riften area, like my frame rate just goes to shit, and it happened after like I installed something, and I can't pin down what. Anyway, but yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with Destiny. I'm gonna, of course, I actually just reinstalled Fallout 4 VR because they released a beta version of the script extender for it, which is going to be a big deal with the modding community. It opens up a lot of potential.
Nice.
But I just got it installed provisionally, so when the cool mods actually come out, I'm not like having to go through the whole rigmarole of getting things set up. Like I'll just be ready to drop in.
Okay.
But I'm gonna wait. I mean, I still got a lot of stuff to do for that anyway. If I got to remod Fallout 4 too.
Yeah. So hopefully it leads to that being what it should be. The VR experience. It's just the game experience overall. I know people in the non-VR side were saying certain things about it. It's a good game. Didn't live up to this or that. Or whatever. But modders can make all that
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Disappear and get great.
Fallout 4's got a great modding community at this time too. It takes time for it to develop. Like for example, like Skyrim Special Edition right now is at a point where I feel like there's no reason to play Legendary Edition. When it first came out, mod-wise, you know, it took a long time for things to get ported over, so it made sense if you wanted to still play the older version. But Fallout 4, I think it's a matured community now, you know. So there's a lot of stuff out there. Yeah.
You play Outer Worlds?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah. I my roommate's waiting on reviews, but you know, I'm trying to kind of nudge him in the direction of trying to get it, because I want to try it.
It's coming from Game Pass. I think if you have Game Pass, it's going to be on PC. So I've heard. That's what I've heard. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's on Game Pass for PC if you have the.
How much is Game Pass for PC a month?
Like 15 for the Ultimate. 10, I think, for just the PC only.
I don't know if they still have like the trial thing where it's like $5 a month to start for the first few months, but
it's like 10 for PC only.
I think so.
And they have deals all the time where they're doing like months at a time or promos. I'm good all the way through like January right now.
Nice.
That's been like since the beginning of summer.
I mean, if they got any holiday deals or something, maybe I'll look into it.
My brother got it from buying some hardware. Like he got like 3 months from buying like a graphics card or something. I can't remember.
Oh, that's way better than just giving a game away with it. You can test all kind of games.
Yeah, no, it really is. Such
exactly.
a good deal.
It's a good collection of games.
Yeah. Really
I mean, I'm vouching for it straight up.
Yeah.
I mean, I was telling you guys I like the, even though it's EA, I like the Access Premier Pass because certain games I play are on there. This thing is already killing that.
Yeah.
And Access Premier Pass has been out for over a year now.
Yeah.
Even I think it's been out for over a year before the Game Pass from Xbox dropped on PC.
Yeah.
And they add shit a lot, man. I click in there sometimes like, wait, you added this? I know on the console side they added Devil May Cry 5 recently. I was bummed
jealous.
Yeah. I hope it does, but that's the caliber
eventually.
of game they're getting into the loop with that shit.
Yeah.
So it's worth it, dude. It's especially without having to buy a console to get into that ecosystem anymore.
Yeah.
I love that, man. They're the ones doing it the best on the Game Pass.
Yeah, I think Microsoft is kind of playing some cards right on that front. I think Sony's trying to push that a little more. PlayStation Now is only $10 a month instead of $20.
Nice.
Which you know, that's one thing, but you know, there was this I think it was Luke Stevens. He went into this video on you know, how there was someone from Sony who just, you know, stepped down or something. I forget his name.
He's the president of PlayStation.
Sony Interactive Entertainment or something like that.
Yeah, since the 90s, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he was with Sony for a long time, and he's stepping down apparently, and you know, that he went into this whole video on why you know, someone else might be taking up the charge for PlayStation 5 and everything. But you know, it was just interesting to think about. And this new guy kind of seems like he's trying to push more streaming, I guess, is why I was bringing it up.
See,
but
that's you know what that makes me think of.
We'll see how it goes, how they play it.
If that's what he's doing, it's almost like Microsoft and Sony are switching philosophical slots. Now Microsoft's all about the games and the first party studios. Goes, hey, why don't we just focus on streaming?
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think those are two necessarily mutually exclusive philosophies. Because I think Microsoft, we are seeing the streaming end of it too. They had the Xbox version with no disk drive, as well as Game Pass on its own. You're subscribing and like you're not streaming the games, but like you're not owning it. I don't know, and that's I think where some of they're trying to test that market, and I want to push back on that altogether.
I mean, have the option if you're like a Game Pass kind of thing, but don't like try to change the model of how we acquire games to force us into some weird niche that you want us to be in.
I'm just saying, you guys, next year is going to be so interesting. Like when it comes to unveiling, when they finally when they play their hands as Microsoft and Sony, and just being like, okay, this is what we're trying to go for. This is what we're trying to go for, and they're gonna. I mean, are either of them going to drop the ball, or are they both going to go guns blazing? Is this going to be like a very competitive and therefore fortuitous generation for the consumers? Like, are we going to get the best of both worlds, or are they both going to crash and burn? Like,
it's going to be interesting to see how things play out. I mean, like we're, as a market, like video games is it's going in both directions, you know, like it can get more pro-consumer and anti-consumer at the same time on different levels, you know, or in different levels of the marketplace, you know, between indies and like, you know, AAA developers.
Exactly. You got microtransactions in one hand, and then indie games with a good amount of heart and dedication, and they're $15 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like they're just out of a different era, indie games versus. And I'm not saying in a bad way or like one's more advanced or behind the other. I just mean like I feel like we get more like what we were accustomed to growing up. You get a game, here's your game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We made this game, here it is.
Yeah.
Here, thank you for buying our game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, can we have more though? You know what I mean? It's just a weird place that we're in.
Can we have more though?
Yeah, thanks for buying it, but
You guys know that little meme of the dude with the paint in the painting where he's like looking like this, and he's got the little smoking pipe on the table next to him and stuff, and he's got like the hat. I gotta show you guys, but that's that's one of my favorite little memes. But it's like there's a bunch of government ones where it's like put the money there. $15, little man.
Put that shit in my hand. Makes me feel like, remember Home Alone or whatever, back in the Home Alone 2, he's in the hotel and you see the bus boy doing just it's the first time I really learned about tipping when I was a kid. Was he's like, oh, you're welcome, sir. I feel like that's like these game developers. Oh, this game's awesome, thank you. You're welcome.
Should we talk about Blizzard later?
Fuck. I mean, let's just air that. Let's just.
I mean, wow. I mean, as far as money grubbing goes, that's what's your price? What's your price for human rights?
Right.
That question you asked though is as much as it's like being like sarcastic, whatever, but it's a really deep question, a serious one that needs to be asked right now, and one they're answering.
Yeah, exactly. That's
man, and you're seeing like that's just crazy that it's not related to the game at all what he did. You know what I'm saying? He's just how about I speak something for either my people or something involved with my people. I don't know what side where he's from in that area. If he's from Hong Kong or China and believes Hong Kong, whatever, but he's speaking on something political from his country and he gets banned from a video game.
Yeah.
And his prize money for the video game gets taken away.
Yeah.
And it's not like he hurt anybody or attacked anybody or talked shit about anybody.
Yeah.
No.
Now, they did restore his winnings and reduced his suspension. However, their apology letter or whatever that they wrote is just basically it sounds like it was written by China and just okay, so we're doing this, but come on guys, he kind of violated our rules and don't do it again, but our games, it's really about bringing the world together, but don't fuck with China, okay? Yeah. Totally.
So
my
That's
goodness.
Unbelievable. So he violated. I would like to read the terms of being a participant with that.
Yeah.
Because at what point is you cannot tweet about the political standing of any situation. What? Hey, that sounds like it was written by them. Because if maybe he violated their rules. Because over here, that sounds fucking crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's crazy shit, man. Yeah, people were trying to deactivate their accounts from Blizzard, and they blocked all forms of deactivating it. People couldn't deactivate their accounts. So it's pretty wild.
I didn't hear about that part.
Yeah. In Overwatch, they have a character named Mei who is Chinese, and all the fans that are kind of going against this are trying to do all the artwork to have her wearing a mask that says "Free Hong Kong" to
it's awesome.
Kind of, and I mean in context, that's something the character probably would do, to be honest. So it's
I say so.
That would be fire. Or put a Winnie the Pooh mask on. You gonna can me too? Huh?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys had any aspirations of Chinese business for GRN.
Might have just put the final nail in the coffin on that one, but
That's wild, man. It's gonna be interesting to see moving forward how people react to this, because stuff like that, as much as they're trying to suppress it, is just giving it a bigger platform. And it's more of a hot button issue for people it wasn't even a hot button issue for now. So now everyone's looking at this reactionary bullshit. And I feel like it's gonna lead to a better place. They're gonna have to. Something's gotta give. I'll say that. I just hope it doesn't give in a oppressive way.
Yeah.
That's. it's a tipping point. And real talk, I know we talk about video games with us a lot, but the reason we connected and to talk about video games is on a personal level. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
It wasn't video games first, so it was a person thing first. And so at the end of the day, man, like, what the fuck? Let's just be good. I don't want to like get on a soapbox. I'm not gonna keep saying that, but god damn, just treat each other good. Damn it.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Stop talking shit online when you're playing video games too.
Right? So that's where we are at currently with this video. I mean, like, it's been a month or so, but that's the most recent like news that, you know, I mean, that's one of the most recent things. I mean, there's been some talk about PlayStation 5 stuff happening, you know.
Yeah. You know. They confirmed the name. It's gonna be the PlayStation 5.
And it's gonna be surprise holiday of next year.
Wow.
Oh,
Didn't see that coming at all.
2020. Oh my.
Oh man.
Here we go. It's gonna come out the same year as Xbox.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun race to watch this time, though.
Yeah, that's gonna be really fun.
Real
interesting.
Nintendo is just sitting here, just doing their thing in the hell. Because this is last time they did this, it was like Wii U.
Yeah, Wii U had come out first and gotten out there 1 year beforehand, and they hilariously dropped the ball. I just imagine like an old man trying to throw a shot put with really greasy fingers, and it just like Wii U, and it just falls and hits his toe or something.
I feel like Wii U is
falls like behind him somehow.
Exactly, he like tossed it behind him.
It's like Ryu's weak cousin. Right?
Like,
Wii U.
I mean, Microsoft dropped the ball with the Xbox One, but Nintendo kind of tossed the ball backwards with the Wii U, to be honest. I mean, I love my Wii U, but I don't think I'm ever... I mean, like, if a Pikmin 3 port gets announced for the Switch, I'm not playing my Wii U ever again. I'll have no reason.
Reason. Yes.
That wasn't even on purpose.
That was good. That was good.
Yes.
Yeah, but what I was saying by saying that though is it's gonna be cool to see the industry taking the next step with a healthy Nintendo kind of swinging some juggernaut way around and having to have them compete with what they're doing too.
Well, you know, I mean, I think that Nintendo Switch Pro might be coming around the corner next year as well. You know, they just dropped that Nintendo Switch Lite, and you know, they tested that market. They might go in that opposite direction and have a Nintendo Switch that does not have any portable format, but maybe that, you know, they're able to upscale the resolution at some way, or, you know, whatever. Maybe.
I think that could be doable. Like if they were to, because obviously the Switch as it currently is, like the regular Switch, you know, going between like its regular display and like a TV display needs to be able to do both. But I think if they were to find a better sweet spot that's higher than the current Switch, but maybe not as, you know, like 4K or 1080p, you know, whatever it puts out. Obviously it's not doing 4K on.
No, I mean, it can do up to 1080p, but, you know, the standard anyway. Maybe they could, like, if it were home console only, they could find a way to do checkerboarded 4K. Not native 4K, but maybe checkerboarded like PlayStation 4 Pro does. But, I don't know. Something to think about. It's interesting to think about. And, I mean, honestly, if they did do one that was non-portable, they could start making disk drive games instead of cartridges, and that might open up some third-party opportunities that they did not previously have. So it's worth thinking about.
At that point, can you call it a Switch though?
I mean, can you call the Switch Lite a Switch if you can't switch it?
That's my next question too. Is like you can't. We're getting away from the Switch concept with these refreshes. I feel like for it to be a true Switch Pro, it's got to maintain that portability, and I feel like. Right now, you can still remember with screen technology. They even showed that with the refresh of the current Switch, the screen's better. So
I mean, all they need to do is like have a Tegra X2 instead of X1, I think. Or
that'd be a big jump, I think, on its own.
Just have Navi architecture in there. That alone.
That would be interesting to see if they were to switch, because I think the Tegra is based on, I mean, it's proprietarily NVIDIA all on its own. But I'm trying to think of the CPU end of it, if that's ARM based or if that's x86 based. But it would be interesting if AMD were to work with Nintendo, because AMD's been branching out a lot. Microsoft is working with them on one of the next Surfaces, with like one of their flagship products, and that's pretty big for AMD. And AMD with their new CPUs. They're a lot more power efficient, along with their graphics processors too.
PlayStation 5 is AMD too.
Yeah. It's all there.
Is it PS4 too?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's PlayStation 4. The Xbox and PlayStation 4 are both built on the same kind of hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah, AMD, to me, we see a lot more on the PC side. Like, it seems like dominance is happening, but I hear moves like that happening.
In the last 4 or 5 years, or I should say, when their first Ryzen series launched, that was when they turned the page on their competitiveness. That's why I recommended you get that 1700X or 1700 in your build.
Yep.
Because that was such a killer CPU. I mean, it was 8 cores, 16 threads in a consumer chip that boosts up to like almost 4 gigahertz. Like it's fucking killer chip. I mean, and their newer ones are even better, which they've increased their IPC and raised the core clocks a little bit. They're killing it right now. Overall, I highly recommend it for the price point, and it's forcing Intel to compete a lot more too. They're increasing core counts and changing their whole desktop platform, cutting prices on some of their higher end stuff, and it's shaking things up. It's just making things better for everybody. So love it.
Most speed, baby, most
exactly.
Speed. Love that shit, man.
So having AMD actually see them work with Nintendo on Switch Pro or Switch 2 or anything, it could be interesting. We'll see what happens there. I mean, if Xbox Game Pass actually does come to Switch, and you can
holy shit, man,
that would be crazy. Because they could do a lot of back catalog shit.
Exactly.
Dang, man. Think about this, man. We're heading into the next gen too with these partnerships and crossplay.
Crossplay has already been starting to get established and everything. Yeah. Companies are starting to be open to it, and everyone's kind of seen it as why not? For the most part, even Sony's starting to allow full crossplay at this point, I believe, and that's
that shit was a pipe dream at the beginning.
Yeah, it was.
You were thinking, it'd be nice, but
but
well, it's great. So, I mean, Sony, I just heard they opened up that beta, for any developer to apply for crossplay. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a big thing. So next gen is going to be pretty interesting, but we also are kind of approaching that next gen in VR with some killer software coming up around the corner. That's
Speaking
the thing.
of some fuck around the corner, what's
well, it's
now?
out. It's out now.
It just came out a couple days ago.
I'm gonna be getting my copy. I'm gonna download it pretty soon here, but
video game. What's the name of it, Zach?
We're talking about Asgard's Wrath over here. That's going to be that good stuff, man.
Yeah, made by Sanzaru.
Yep.
It's been, highly anticipated. This is one of Oculus's big flagship titles that they've been hyping up for the last year.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is. This shit's crazy. From what I've seen, it looks like it's all there. I mean, it's a deep, full game.
Yeah.
Lots of mechanics. I'm hearing 30 hours on average, for a full playthrough. Yeah.
And then a good amount of side content to get through as well. And reviews have been dropping and saying nothing but good things. Nothing but along the lines of best VR game there is out there right now.
Yeah.
It's setting the bar, raising the bar.
And here the graphics are. And you can see. Obviously, VR games, it's kind of hard to judge on a screen.
It's it's definitely more about the experience with VR. You really only understand if you actually put the headset on.
But Sanzaru, they've proven themselves to me as a very competent developer, especially in the art department, because the way they did Marvel, it's fucking gorgeous.
I see some of that in here. You can tell they carry over their strengths and what their innovations in.
They also did the what was it, the sports game.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It was the football and the basketball. It was pretty fun, man.
It was pretty fun. I had a blast with it.
Another one. I've been waiting to see them revisit that concept.
Why aren't there more big sports VR games?
Bro, I don't know, man. Especially with football season right now.
Yeah.
Man, you understand even like coverage, you know,
Yeah.
so the NBA does awesome
Yeah.
VR coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Why are other sports or just
yeah,
entertainment outlets taking advantage of it? You know,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks so phenomenal.
Yeah, I like this. Yeah, and I hear it's got pretty good puzzle mechanics, and you're going to be switching between like God form and then like mortal form, where you're like down on the earth like doing puzzles, but you can also like just blast up into the sky and like get a bird's eye view of everything.
Yeah.
But this is interesting. I have no idea what they're doing right now, but it's
So
I want to pick this up.
Some kind of puzzle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that sense of scale that they have with stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
in the way they you can just zoom in and out in VR and look like you're just standing in the middle of like a I don't know,
Yeah.
man, like a model, like some kind of just
Yeah.
The first game that really showed the first game that really showed me that scale was Heavenly Sword, not Heavenly Sword, fucking. What's the god? Senua's Sacrifice.
Hellblade.
yeah.
Hellblade.
Heavenly
Yeah.
Sword, made by the same people, but
Yeah.
But yeah, that was when they let you play it from the different perspectives, and I went and zoomed out. I was like, oh my god!
Right.
And like it's still doing rendering every detail, even the smallest ones. You're just it's cool. Man. It's cool, man.
Heavenly Sword, Hellblade. Just like
Red-headed chicks with swords, man. I get them mixed up, Great games too,
Exactly. I never played Heavenly Sword, but I remember back in the day when that had come out, like PlayStation 3, like launch day, give or take. Yeah,
that was a cool game, man. It had like elements of like the God of War action with their sword that you could switch up and all of that.
Nice.
Story. That was the first game I remember with crazy facial animation technology. They could like model every little move the actor was making. I was like, yo, this is how is this happening? That blew my mind playing that.
Hell yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm glad I had that little mix up. I'm gonna revisit that.
Heavenly
Sword. I think they made a movie or something a few years ago that I keep seeing on like Hulu or some shit.
For Heavenly Sword?
Yeah,
nice.
I didn't watch it, but I was like, really?
Yeah, actually that might I think I might have I don't know, seen it in like Netflix or something like you're saying.
Yeah,
I might know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna have to hit play next time I see that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the VR front, I'm excited. I mean, Index is on my mind still. How you been living with that, bro?
It's good, man. I mean, it's been. I'm trying to think of last game I was jamming on. I popped into Skyrim the other day to like test out something new, but I haven't been playing a lot. But I'm excited for Boneworks. That's like the next big thing, other than like Asgard's Wrath. Like Boneworks just a couple days ago, or maybe it was just yesterday, announced that the game is playable from start to finish. So they're, I think, getting to the point where it's going to be optimizing and fixing bugs and things like that. Yeah, I have not shown you anything about Boneworks. No. Oh my god, man! Oh my god!
Like, what is this?
Oh, so Boneworks, it's made by Stress Level Zero. They made Hover Junkers and the Duck Hunt game.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Duck Season.
Duck Season. Yeah. Boneworks is like it's a like a physics sandbox style game, almost kind of like it's got like Half-Life influenced aesthetics, but like everything is physics. Like I don't know how to explain it. You probably should just pull up some footage.
I mean, I can pull it up. Right
Yeah, we'll check it out. We'll pull it up later. But it looks really cool. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't talked about it. Looks really good. Nice. And it's going to support all the headsets.
Very nice.
But the physics are very fine tuned. I don't know.
When's that coming out?
This looks fun. Well, there's no release date. That's the thing. Okay. The release. I'm expecting a release date soon.
Okay.
But now they've just announced that it's playable from start to finish. So I'm hoping soon we'll have something more definitive.
Very good.
About Spire 1.
Oh, very excited. It got delayed. It was supposed to come out like a week ago or a week and a half ago. And yeah, it got delayed. So whatever. It's like the third time it's gotten delayed. It's not doesn't make me happy, but whatever. When it comes out, it comes out. Yeah. But I want it.
That and Stormlands, man.
Yeah, Stormlands gonna be great. That's coming out, I think, early next year, or is it maybe later this year? No, I think they said it was early next year.
That one's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Oh shit! And did you guys see Respawn's VR game? Did you guys see that? They announced it. They finally announced what it is. Oh man, we're gonna grab your. I'm gonna grab your keyboard.
Yeah.
Because it's
we can do that because I want to.
Yeah. So first, I'm just gonna say the name of it. It's a Medal of Honor game.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hang tight.
Wow.
Hold the fuck up. So,
dude,
Asgard's Wrath trying to bring the real high-end RPG storytelling realm in, and now we're getting
some
a
serious
name brand legacy having
first person
shooter.
And Medal of Honor's been taking the back seat lately too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, time to pull that shit up,
dude,
on the fly.
That's
wow.
This is where
that's
it's
cool.
I can't believe what I'm hearing right now.
That's cool, man. We're getting there with VR, man. It's starting to get to that point.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
This top one is
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Okay.
Play that shit.
Do that bad boy here. Oh shit, son.
Dude.
Unmute that.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, reaction video time.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my god. You know the others are gonna have to follow. That's all I'm thinking. Yeah. The other ones are going to follow.
Mm-hmm.
Put on a little vinyl. Just love killing. Here I go killing again.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Wow.
I think we're finally able to fully realize that vision from 20 years ago of putting you in the boots, allow you to see through the eyes of someone who's actually there. And that's been the most exciting and fulfilling part of the project. There's no moment in this game where
That's straight up.
Oh man.
The Office of Strategic Services that allows us to tell a story where the player gets to go to all these incredible places.
VR adds such another level to it just because people want to naturally interact with things how they do in the real world.
Whether you're inside a Sherman tank or at an airfield or sneaking into a Nazi subbase, the level of immersion is unprecedented. Through the power of VR, you're climbing a wall, you're pulling out your gun, you're catching a grenade in midair and throwing it.
Oh.
It's exciting and it's terrifying.
Yeah, with the fro.
Create these experiences for people.
Can you throw it? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're making a game about the idea of World War II. So for us, the authenticity was everything. Put that headset on.
Dude, yeah.
Feel like you're back in World War II era Europe.
It's a very surreal experience to be there without being there.
Watching this trailer is a surreal experience.
Yeah.
You're experiencing history with your own eyes. We had the opportunity to sit down and interview combat veterans from World War II. It's very emotional and it's very inspiring. And that's what draws us to dive deep for our characters. And putting you as the player on an adventure that spans some of the biggest moments of the war.
The Medal of Honor franchise immediately gives us something more intimate, more cinematic.
Games are at their best when they're immersive and we're finding all sorts of little things.
Yeah.
Fuck up.
Yeah, taking the pin out with your teeth.
Oh.
It's a good mechanic.
Wow.
Obviously, there's no jaw tracking or anything, but like
That's been pretty impressive.
If the game we're making ignites people's imaginations and illuminates the world, then we've accomplished what we set out to do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So that was announced. I don't know if you guys saw. Yeah, at OC6, there was a whole bunch of shit that they talked about.
Okay.
Oh fuck! I didn't even think about bringing this up.
Hold on, man. I'm not
yeah,
ready.
Yeah.
I'm not ready.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah. But yeah. Let's wrap that up though. Yeah, Medal of Honor, fucking Above and Beyond, coming out to VR sometime early next year, or sometime next year. I don't know.
Whoa.
Yeah, just 2020 is all I say. But
followed by Call of Duty and Battlefield.
yeah, it's a big one, man. I mean, Medal of Honor, like that was they kind of pioneered like that World War II shooter genre, you know.
Yeah.
And Call of Duty, came from them,
Mm-hmm.
basically, and we know where they're at now.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's exciting. The Respawn's been keeping that under wraps for so long. Everybody was wondering what they were going to be making. Like, is it going to be like the Titanfalls type of game, or like what kind of shooters are going to be?
Yeah.
Like, dude, Medal of Honor, man.
It makes you feel like Titanfall's gotta be next, though.
Oh, I would love that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that would
yeah.
be awesome.
Yeah. Oh,
That
yeah.
Amazing
would
first
be
person shooter. You
sick.
can just literally get into a mech. And
I know,
man.
right? Yeah, I know.
I don't know if you guys ever played like Archangel or any of those games or any mech.
I haven't given them a shot. I need to. Yeah.
It is awesome feeling
Nice.
like you're in
Yeah,
a mech, dude.
yeah.
You don't even control the direction where it's walking. You just you're just shooting shit.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man.
Yep.
Medal of Honor, the World War II, and
Yeah.
I like how they showed like the veterans being consulted for it too, for
Exactly.
authenticity and
Exactly.
paying respect about how emotional it is for them too. Makes you wonder on the storytelling side. I mean, I've played through a lot of campaigns that are awesome in those kind of shooter games.
Yeah.
But to be immersed in it and to actually kind of have more of that layer of emotion or whatever else added there, or that element of surprise, or even feeling overwhelmed. Like I feel like this has an opportunity to not only push games forward in storytelling, but also foster a whole new level of respect for people who've actually been to war.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're not going to have the same experience, but it's more of a 360 kind of immersion to kind of give you a better idea and to see like this shit. And when you're just getting shot, probably you're probably going to die a lot. You're like, how does anyone survive war? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. To have that like AAA game production value in a VR environment with like you know when we play like Pavlov or Onward or whatever and you just hear bullets whizzing by you and you're just like oh fuck like
dude, the first time I played Onward, man, I was like panicking when I was getting shot at.
Yeah.
Like ducking for cover and just like, oh my god, okay, all right, okay,
I've never yearned for cover more in my life.
Yeah.
In any video game, it was just like, oh my god, I need to get behind a building now.
Yeah.
It was just a quick like millisecond of that feeling, but and I mean then you're just
your
kinda
lizard brain kicks in and it's just like it's a reaction.
It's a real dose of anxiety.
Yeah.
It's not a high level one, but that your body is like you literally like close in and get smaller when you're in there. It's like I don't want to get hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like hugging the wall, building the wall. You're like I don't want to leave. I gotta go somewhere. I gotta get to the chopper. You know what I'm saying? But it's over there.
Dude, even playing zombies when we were playing Pavlov, like
man.
that's like oh god.
Dude, zombies is intense.
That was cool as fuck though.
Yeah,
I mean, that was like a nice precursor to finding out about this.
Right,
That was
yeah.
something that's from that AAA shooter world directly.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And also, I wonder what else they're gonna be able to do on that front with taking modes and maps.
Oh, dude, they're getting creative with
Oh my
Pavlov.
God.
And speaking of which, Onward is also going to introduce custom maps.
Nice.
From built from Unity. So,
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, a little
See what
off topic,
happens.
but I'd love some Left 4 Dead in VR.
Oh, for sure.
That would
I mean, we're gonna see.
I'd love that.
Especially if this is just kicking ass when it comes out, we're gonna see all kind of first person everything.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Like, you know what game I want to play? Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then the first time I fall off a fucking building and just, you're gonna feel that shit.
Yeah,
You-
definitely.
I feel that on my TV sometimes when I'm watching that. You fall off the building.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Put a fan in front of you too, so you feel like you're running.
Right.
Or it's like a cyberpunk.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm gonna shut up now and not talk too much about blasphemous things that get my hopes up.
Cyberpunk VR.
Oh man.
Let's while we're at it, let's pull up Boneworks. I want you to see it.
Oh
I
yeah,
want you guys to
right.
see it.
Let's see it.
Since we're here, we're seeing new things.
Damn. So hold on though. What was? Wait, maybe you already told me. Did you have some other after? Because you were gonna say something. I was like, hold on, bro, I'm not ready. Did you?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. While you're pulling up Boneworks, I'll dive into this. This is just more OC6 news. This isn't directly a specific game, but it's Quest news. So the Quest is they're gonna release a thing called Link.
Oh, I did see.
Yeah. So and allow you to hook up your Quest to a PC to play your PC games on your Quest
Ooh.
through your
That
PC. Yeah.
boosts the visuals. I didn't hear specifics, but is it gonna like bring it on par with?
In general, yeah. Well, I mean, it's gonna allow your PC to render at PC quality to the Quest's display. So I'm imagining, and this is my understanding, is that the gameplay, you're gonna get the Quest optics and display and frame rate and resolution, but the gameplay like graphic settings are going to be, the same settings as PC.
Okay.
That's
interesting. That's kind of what I was hoping they would do when they announced. I was like, wait, why did you limit that?
Mm-hmm.
You could take it places, but
Yeah. But that's basically it. I'm trying to think about other bombshells from it. Well, no. This is the official.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, this is Boneworks. Boneworks is made by Stress Level Zero. That's one of the developers, and they partner with Node. They do a lot of stuff. Yeah, we turn those out. Yeah.
Like that Assassin's Creed Black Flag back there. That is creepy.
Yeah. So you can see,
Like you're in like DARPA.
yeah, you can see it kind of has a, Aperture Labs kind of aesthetic. There's some very clear Half-Life references, but there's a lot of like deep physics, and I think they'll explain some of it.
There are a lot of headsets on the market.
There are, dude.
Oh,
no, it's crazy. But yeah, basically everything that's in the game has physics. So like,
Wow.
everything will be interactable and also kind of have weight, and that's something I'm kind of curious to see how that feels. They have some interesting systems in place to give objects like the feeling of weight. Like you can only like move it so fast, and it's I don't know, kind of hard to explain. I've only seen a few demos of it, but
Something like that's cool too, because I feel like as companies, do stuff like that, where every object is accounted for, like a weight, like a profile of its own, right?
Yeah.
And you can just put that in a database, and then you pull it into use it in other games, and then all of a sudden you just have just endless lists of stuff, and all of it's interactive.
That's cool.
This is a really long video too. So
Yeah.
This is whoa. It's like creepy, super hot. Stop it! Just stop it! He slapped the shit out. He's like drunk assailant trainer.
If your toddler was
Oh shit!
a grown up.
I said stop. Bro, that's not what bats are for.
Bats are for parenting.
He's going for the
knee. Tanya Harding, huh? Damn, son.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he dropped the bat.
Yeah.
I think he's done. Oh, that's dirty, bro. Oh, shit. Oh!
That escalated quickly.
Yeah. See, can you guys just make a John Wick game while you're at it?
Right.
Right?
You just mentioned it. You might as well do it.
Yeah.
Damn!
Wow. Okay, that looks pretty fun.
Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is this is still like demo stages,
Fucked up night at work. I hate everyone.
I've had a couple nights where I play super hot VR after a shift.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's
Thrill of the
decompress.
fight.
yeah,
And
just
that
de-stress, unwind.
Mm-hmm.
Is he pushing his head into it?
Of course.
Oh God! Everyone, oh bro,
With the baseball bat, wow.
let the dead rest.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, bro.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
but
that
that's
looks pretty
Boneworks.
fun.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see like more extended gameplay and just dive into it because it seems like just a really fun sandbox.
Yeah, yeah, that looked like you could do whatever you. The drunken sailor noise. No, come here.
Yeah. But there is one thing we haven't touched on yet that was pretty big news. I know we've been kind of highly anticipating. There was a big announcement about a week ago.
Yeah.
And it's about time. It's about fucking time that Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming to PC.
Yeah.
Hello.
There you go.
Yeah.
You guys have been very patient. I'm impressed.
Yeah, you know, and I feel like
couldn't
my
do
patience is like right there. Like I was just like getting like, all right, come on, man. Like I was just about to borrow my brother's PlayStation 4 and like play some other games and like maybe I'll touch a little Red Dead, but
Sure.
nope, I'm good. 2 months until it comes out on Steam.
Yeah.
So,
Not
this
even,
is-
right?
Well, you know, it's like
November
1 month now.
Well, so it's coming out November 5th or whatever or something on Rockstar and Epic Game Store, and I'm not gonna get it on Epic Game Store, and I'm not gonna get it on the Rockstar store exclusively. I'm gonna wait till it comes out on Steam so I can do it through Steam and get it on Steam.
Question though.
Yeah.
Did you see everything you get if you order through Rockstar?
Yeah, you can get a couple of games, but I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm still trying to figure out if it's worth it for me because like you're probably gonna have to launch it through the Rockstar Social Club thing anyway.
Exactly. I have
So-
to do that with GTA.
Yeah. So I'm considering if I want to get it on Rockstar, but I was seeing some people get like double charged for their pre-orders, so that doesn't give me a lot of faith. Yeah, I'm just curious about it. I don't know. I'm gonna wait. I got time, but all the same, I don't really mind waiting another month to get it on Steam.
I've been waiting. Oh man, when you sent that, man, it's
So
been,
excited.
Oh
Yeah.
man, seriously, it has made me a more patient person. Saying I'm not playing that right away, man. It was so hard.
Yeah.
So hard. I love Red Dead Redemption so much, man. And you even said, "I'll let you borrow it if you play it." And I was ready. I was like,
Playing devil's advocate
Yeah,
over
yeah.
here.
"Yeah." But now
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so happy
Yeah.
to play because
Oh, yeah.
as much as I would have double dipped if I did it. I know I would have.
Yeah.
But to actually experience the first everything with that game and
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
just
It'd be
full
crispy.
glory,
Yeah.
you know?
Ooh, yeah, I want to see it. I can't wait to see that. I want to see the side by sides because I saw some lists of like features that are going to be on the PC side. And it looks like it's just going to be across the board. You know, just like higher draw distance. You know, better textures and just the lighting and like everything. I don't know. I'm excited.
Well, I
It's
mean,
just
this
gonna
is-
look even
yeah.
better. I mean, it
Yeah,
looked great
yeah.
on PlayStation, to be honest.
Oh,
but
for
I mean,
sure.
For the
Yeah,
fact that
yeah.
it's gonna be even better, 60
Yeah.
frames a second,
That's what I'm
like
saying. Well,
buttery
I'm-
smooth.
yeah.
You know, improved lighting and textures and draw distance.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
Oh, it can get better. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if you look at like when GTA 5 from the console,
Oh,
even
yeah.
the
Oh, yeah.
PlayStation 4 HD refresh to the PC, it's night and day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it still looks good on console, especially for that time period.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
totally.
now it's gonna
Yeah,
look
yeah.
more, but during that time, you're like, oh my god.
yeah.
The same question you asked, it gets better.
Exactly.
You asked that same
Yeah.
thing.
Exactly.
So we get that. If we get that same difference,
Yeah. Well, GTA 5 was my favorite game to test whenever I like changed out hardware, because it was such a scalable game. Like, because I remember when I started playing it, my PC wasn't that great. It was like a AMD FX 6300 and a AMD R7 270X, which is like they're kind of like lower tier, mid low tier graphics card and like a mid tier low tier CPU. and it was shitty. It was really shitty. So that was my first experience, and then like I got a new graphics card, and then I got a new CPU, and then like again and again, and then just like every time I just like run those benchmarks in the game and like see how the frame rate increases and see like, all right, what settings can I start pushing up now, and just it's just fun because like that game, there's so many toggles, and it's gonna be. I don't know. I'm excited for Red Dead as well because I feel like it's gonna be. I feel like there's less strain on it because you don't have like traffic. You know, and like all this like geometry and stuff that's like constantly doing stuff. It's like just open world, like so that way you can just kind of expand on other things like atmosphere. I don't know.
Yeah.
And those kind of effects.
And like the nature. I mean, that's kind of how I felt when I saw Red Dead on PS3 versus the GTA 4. I think that was the two closest versions.
Sure.
And I remember just being blown away at Red Dead. I remember it was when you first get on the horse, you pull out and you're like looking into like a canyon. You look at the canyon walls and all that stuff. I was just like, whoa. And I think it's gonna be, you're right. It's gonna be head and shoulders visually, like the fidelity, the visual fidelity is gonna blow GTA 5 out of the water. On the PC side, I think.
I think so too.
It's not that far, man. Like we're like less than a month out.
Yeah,
like
that's exciting.
Posse up over here, partner.
Oh yeah, dude.
Man,
it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that. You're gonna have to show me some of that gameplay. I gotta see how it
I gotta
looks.
get them side by side. I just wanna
exactly.
I wish we could make. Oh, we could. We could make our little side by side comparison if we wanted. Just bring a copy over.
That's true. That we could.
That would be fun to see. Because I mean, I saw the PlayStation 4 footage. What sticks out to me that I saw that was like really impressive. There was like a fight scene in like a muddy road.
Oh yeah.
Just to see how the road fits, how the divots from like the tire or the wheel marks in there.
Yeah.
And how like when they fought, like how the mud would populate over them and all that stuff. It just looked really real. The reflections on it, all of that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, if you put that like on 4K, crispiness, whatever. It's coming. Another game I'm so excited for. It's never been released. Finally got a release date.
Oh.
Last of Us 2. We ain't talking about that since last time too. Finally in February. We're gonna see that bad. What was it?
21st, I believe.
Yeah, February 21st. Yeah.
I think. I'm not positive, but yeah, it sounds right.
Spring, late winter, early spring are going to be loaded, man. But that game is looking ridiculous.
That's game of the year contender one after the other from February.
Next year's gonna be fucking insane, dude. I just thought about that. I mean, Last of Us 2 on its own, but then you're gonna have Cyberpunk, and then
Final Fantasy
7 remake. I mean,
Doom Eternal.
Yeah, Doom Eternal. The list goes on.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Animal
Crossing. Forgetting about that. That game is gonna be fire.
I think it'll be a good game. I just don't think that'll be game of the year.
No, I hope it launches a dope franchise. Like it's the birth of a new heavy hitter.
I like new. It's a new IP. I think it's got a lot of potential to impress. I just can't. I don't see it.
Fingers crossed. But I mean,
I'm not thinking it's gonna be game. I feel like this would be like fall in the line of like impactful occurrences.
For sure. Yeah.
I feel like we're in line for
a highlight.
Yeah. Stuff you're gonna look back like, yo, that year was crazy for games.
Yeah.
Shit was born and these games came out. I hope that's one of them.
It's the start of a new decade, man. I feel like it's the stars are aligning.
Yeah,
it's just time. It's like here.
We're getting a new Halo next year. We're getting Halo Infinite next year.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about Halo Infinite, man.
Yeah.
We're getting new consoles, Halo Infinite. What are the launch titles going to be? Because I feel like they got to just come with just the funk with this launch for both of them. Nintendo's humming. You got to keep up. Throw them shits out, man.
Exactly.
I want to see, like, God of War be a launch title. Like, shit like that.
Yeah.
Have something for everybody.
Yeah.
Have, like, for the kids, or bring some adult-only type shit, too. Like, some shit that's going to be...
I want Bloodborne. I want Bloodborne 2.
My man, yeah, that would be a good
fingers crossed, That's my PlayStation 5 exclusive that's going to win me over.
That would be a very smart launch title for them.
Horizon Zero Dawn sequel would be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's probably going to happen, too, I imagine. Oh, man, talk about a showpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
That engine, man, because I mean, Death Stranding looks like they're doing some cool shit with that engine.
Yeah,
that
I'm
engine
ready
can
about
spit out
that.
some pretty visuals.
Exactly. Maybe a new Gears title to launch with Xbox if they
That
want to
might be
bust.
a little soon.
I mean, if they want to bust out big with, I mean, obviously they got Halo, but I mean,
You can't put Halo and Gears next to each other. Man.
Yeah,
You
I feel
can't
like
let
they'll
those
get
two
Gears.
cannibalize.
Gears would be like
Yeah.
midlife.
yeah,
of the
that's
console, I'd
fair.
say.
That's fair.
Especially with the one they just released.
Yeah.
The one they just released is a monster.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
not a traditional Gears game. It's open world. You go.
Oh, wow.
You know how you go from chapter to chapter in other Gears games? There's a story segment that comes through, and you all of a sudden you end up here. No, you save. You're like, oh, I'm on Act 2, Chapter 3 or whatever. Now. Oh, I didn't even know that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It just flows, and it's cool, man. It's really good. It's
Nice.
big, so I feel
Yeah.
like it's gonna last a lot of people for a long time because not only just in the campaign I'm in right now, I should pull up.
Yeah.
Let's pull up a little bit of this footage, but the campaign is huge, and they have all the other multiplayer modes, and they have a multiplayer campaign with a lot more to it than what you get when you just play through on the regular side. You know, so
Nice.
if they would be rushing it, I think, to make that.
That's
console
fair.
launch.
But you would say you played through Gears 4 all the way through and everything, so you're caught up. How would you say the story is?
I like it. I
Nice.
played some of the old Gears games, and I would say the story was enough to keep you going, but it
Right.
was never like earth shattering. Like, yo, this is a narrative. I don't understand how they did
Right.
it. You know.
Yeah.
But 4 is getting more towards you want to know what's going on in the story next, and you're just like, oh shit. And it kind of drives you,
Nice.
especially in the gunfights where you're just getting murked. You're like, but what happens after this? You know.
Yeah.
So, and they're doing a good job with this one. I don't know how many of the trailers you saw with the main character, like how she's like dealing with her identity with like she's like locust ties and human ties. She's like really going through a very tough mental struggle, and like almost an identity crisis, and who is she, you know?
Okay.
And they do a good job of depicting that. Like right after the Act 1, I'm not gonna say why, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but you assume control of her, and she has like these headaches that bring in certain visions, and during the gameplay, it'll just happen, and you'll see different shit. It doesn't like do like a cutscene for it. So they're getting really good at the storytelling being involved with just the every moment gameplay too. I think Gears is gonna kind of pull like what God of War did, as far as starting off as one kind of a brutal action game with some story elements, and then evolving into this new version of itself that's more
Right.
profound and deep, and has something that will leave with you, as opposed to just like a good time and adrenaline. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, that's cool. I mean, it looks pretty fun. It looks really
Yeah.
good, to be honest.
Well, I've heard amazing things about how well optimized it is.
Oh man.
And like how good it looks, and I can see it looks amazing already. But like, I love a game that just performs well. I don't know.
Yeah.
That you can just crank it up, no matter the level of your hardware. Just get
Yeah.
the most out of it.
That's what surprised me, because I mean I run a lot of the Game Pass games, right, and a lot of the first party, and I think the most graphically intensive one I've played first party is probably Forza Horizon 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's a gorgeous
Yeah.
game. I can't run that fully max on everything. I almost can, but if I want to get that buttery smooth frame rate, I gotta knock
Yeah,
some stuff down,
for
right?
sure.
Right.
I don't have to do that with Gears. I can run that, and I run Forza Horizon 4 at 1440p, not 4K. I run this at full 4K with everything maxed up, and I'm still
Wow.
right around 60. man.
Nice.
Wow.
Smooth. Sometimes there's some hiccups during cutscenes,
Yeah.
but it blows me away how smooth it is and how good it looks, man. And the lighting is just like what you're seeing here, man. Like that I'm right. I just finished this part. That little swarm thing, like those leeches that go around.
Yeah.
It's crazy how fluid, and there's a lot of them in those swarms.
Right.
And as you're shooting them, it shrinks, and you can almost account for all of them. It's really awesome game, man.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's a sleeper for a nice little game of the year contender. I'm not gonna say it's gonna get it, but
It's definitely worth thinking about at the very least. I mean, we had at least 2 nominees this month. I mean, some people are going to be putting Borderlands up there at that nominee spot as well, for sure.
well, I've heard people putting Astral Chain up there too. Man, I haven't played it yet, but I've heard some people talk
Astral
about
Chain, yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I got to get Astral Chain eventually.
Yeah. Me
Yeah,
too.
that's on my list. Man. I've just
Yeah.
been trying to, get ahead in some
Yeah.
money, so when I do
So
make
much.
purchases, doesn't get me behind. But
yeah.
that game, Man, I love Platinum. Anything they put out, I'm eventually gonna have. I feel like that's the case for me with Platinum and Devolver.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't help it, man. You guys have a certain thing to your games I just want to play.
You know, Bayonetta 3 will probably drop next year as well. And speaking of crazy 2020 games, No More Heroes 3 is next year. Oh, man. I don't know if you guys played either of those originals.
No, but they look cool as fuck. Man, I didn't have any of the Wii stuff,
that's right. You didn't have a Wii back in the day. I mean, you know, not HD, man. Nintendo.
Yeah, but that game was the one game on Wii I was like, fuck. Dang, man. It doesn't even look like it should be on the Wii.
I didn't play the first one, but I played the second one, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I want to play the first one, to be honest, and if it's on the Switch and it's got the motion controls, I might do it. But, you know, it looks fun.
Put that out on Switch and, you know, build up the hype.
Yeah.
You know, put out a little re-release of the first two. I mean, Travis touchdown it up.
Exactly, you know. But I mean, speaking of super gory, bloody, cel-shaded games, Borderlands 3 did drop around the same time as Gears, and I did get some time to play some of that. Now I did try the co-op locally, online, and single player, and local split screen was kind of garbage, unfortunately. It was disappointing. You know, there was frame hiccups for days. Anytime either of the players opened up a menu, oh my goodness.
They got it.
That was not Borderlands 3.
They hijacked us.
They hijacked
and then they were like, nah, son, you finna get this ad. I see what you're doing.
Well, we're already going through like a YouTube loophole. Like we're playing YouTube on YouTube with ads, so it's double advertising. How does that work?
Dang, 2 ads.
Who do
what is happening here? I think we're caught.
Game Related Network is not on YouTube Red.
Yeah.
Which is
I wish. It's weird because my other account is.
Yeah, no, same.
Join them somehow. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying?
That would be nice.
That'd be real nice. Okay. Now we're here.
Just get a family deal or something.
Little Borderlands.
Yeah. So Borderlands 3. It is fun. It's good stuff. The co-op local was horrible. You know, the frame rate drops were horrible. Anytime either of us opened up the menu and we played, it would just like, you know, freeze for a moment, and then you know, gameplay would somewhat resume. You know, there's been a ton of controversy behind the game, so I've just been piggybacking off my roommate's copy. But that being said, you know, maybe I'll get the game eventually.
Yeah, I may get it when it comes to Steam. I've heard issues about the performance. I've never been a big fan of the Borderlands games. Mostly just like the art style. Like, there's nothing against the cel shading. I think it's fine. I played through the first one a bit. I think I played a little of the second one, but they just never caught me as a series. But I kind of like the looter shooter format. I mean, I love Destiny.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know. I'm gonna give it a shot, but I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, no, I would definitely wait until they get some of the kinks worked out in the, you know, optimizing the game and everything, and not to mention, like, you know, even if you're not doing the co-op or anything, you know, maybe a price drop would be good. Sure. But you know, I don't. Is it on Epic Store only? Epic
right
Games
now,
for PC? Yeah, no, definitely wait for a Steam release as well. And I mean, you know, it's fun, it's good, I enjoy it. There's a good amount of different weapon types. The online multiplayer is just fine. I have no problems with that, you know. It's boss fights are fun. The weapon variety is fun. Level design's pretty good. Visually, it looks pretty good when I play single player or online multiplayer. Yeah, you know, I mean, I like a good looter shooter as well. I mean, honestly, I've been hearing so many good things about Destiny 2. I've been thinking about getting back into it.
Check it out, dude.
Yeah, I might, but I think I'm gonna go through this first. It's my game to play while I listen to, you know, podcasts while my roommate's at work, because I just, you know, I plug in his PlayStation 4. Now, the thing is, he's actually been playing Xbox 360, because we went through the campaign of Halo 3 just for nostalgia's sake. We found out that we had 2 working controllers, and we ended up doing Halo 3, and we're going to do Halo Reach next, and we might just, you know, get a little multiplayer in 1v1, just so I can, you know, put him...
an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Put him in his place, you know.
Never play Halo with this guy.
Oh, you should always play Halo and Super Smash Bros. And Guitar Hero with me, because you'll win every time.
I hate you.
I'm sorry, I was just talking to myself. I'll win every time.
That's pretty infuriating.
Yeah, but yeah, no, Borderlands 3 is pretty good. Would I put it in my? I would nominate it maybe for Game of the Year, but I mean, it's like, is it in my top 5? For 2019, I don't know. There's been a lot of good stuff, man. Sekiro.
I was gonna say
Resident
like
Evil.
Sekiro or like
Definitely. I think right now it's definitely Sekiro, but maybe Fire Emblem would be in second place. Resident Evil remake is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Untitled Goose Game is pretty good.
Ooh, Untitled Goose Game. That's one we gotta. Yeah, we gotta talk about that a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Honestly,
That
I
game.
gotta piggyback what you
Yeah.
said on Borderlands real quick. With, like
Yeah.
the art style, the game was awesome.
yeah.
But I remember when they first announced the first Borderlands, it wasn't cell
It was
shaded.
not cell shaded.
Yeah.
It wasn't cell
I still have
It
the
looked
Game
awesome.
Informer that covered it.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
know
"Oh,
what you're
this looks
talking about.
Dope. I was so hyped for it.
Yeah.
And then next time I saw it, it was a cartoon. I was like, you're doing a good job at what you're doing, but that just almost ruined it for me. I haven't been able to jump into Borderlands because of that.
Yeah.
As much as I would want to,
Yeah.
VR kind of makes me want to do it more.
Oh man, yeah.
But
It's coming out
Borderlands
soon.
3.
Yeah, number 2.
Well, what about 3 though?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
now we're on
We'll
3.
see.
I don't wanna play that shit
Exactly.
in VR.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
What happens. But this Goose Game though.
This Goose Game, man. Oh my gosh, I got it for $5 off, so it was 15 for me. I think it's 20. I got it for Nintendo Switch, and it's what the it's just what there's. It's a goose game. You're a
It's a
goose.
goose.
You're a goose, and you just ruin people's day. You know.
It's like a perfect game. I mean, you're a goose and you do goose things. No questions asked.
No questions asked. It's the
Yeah.
Goose Simulator, you guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's just you're going around and you're just happy little gardener
Give us
doing his
some sound on that. Eh?
Bob Ross deal, and you just
It's a happy little goose.
you're just a happy little goose waddling about, and the goose does feel good to control, you guys. I will confirm that the goose feels good to play as, and you got this like to-do list here, and this is like, you know, this is how you progress through the game. You cross off enough things on your to-do list, and you can move on. Now, that includes, like, you know, getting the guy wet, you know, from a sprinkler or something like that, or locking him out of the garden, or, you know, collecting a bunch of things and putting them in a certain area without the humans catching you.
Raking the lake.
Yeah, raking the lake.
I watched
you know.
Donkey's video and it was amazing.
Yep. Yeah, I tried to avoid it just because after
Oh, sure.
I can't forgive Donkey for ruining that one moment in Sekiro for me with the Guardian Ape. You know.
That was a funny.
I mean, that was a great video and a great ending to that, but dang, I wish I had figured that out for myself. But yeah, so it's like, you know, you're just a goose going about, and one thing I had kind of talked about, there was a video that was going on about how there aren't many games that, you know, do comedy through gameplay, and this is like one of those things where it's like you pick up the controller and you kind of create these scenarios that, you know, they kind of set it up for you, so it's not like this big open thing, but, you know, it's it's limited, but at the same time it's charming, and it does what it's trying to do on every point, like on point.
You get to be this bastard goose.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
like,
This guy is just evil, one of the most mean video game characters, you know, and this is like the first level, I guess, for lack of a better term. You got to give him the keys so he'll open the gate.
I like how the guy just.
And he won't like kick you or shoot
not
you.
move,
He'll
move.
just like, you know, yeah. No, he's an old fellow. I think I don't know why, but I feel like this game takes place in like a little quiet little village in like Great Britain or something. You know,
totally.
And just like.
Shoot, this seems like the game that if you have it interrupted at work, like, you know,
Right.
be a human.
Exactly.
Fuck with
I'm just gonna
humans.
pretend that all of these people I had to put up with I'm just going about their day. You know, a goose is gonna come back and enact vengeance. What if gooses?
Dang, look at him just messing the garden
Yeah,
up.
dude.
Yeah, forget your garden fool. You don't even want no carrots. This will be a fun game to put commentary on.
There's this really good one in the level after this where there's this poor little kid and he's just playing with, like, you know, this toy plane or whatever, and you can tie his shoes together, make him trip and break his glasses, make his glasses fall off and you steal the glasses and run away, so he's just fumbling around. poor little kid, dude. All the victims of this game.
Anyone shoot the goose? 'Cause this is gonna be-
No one
What?
shoots it.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, like, after a while, bro, if the goose
Shoot
is
the
just,
goose.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's just messing, you know what I'm saying? Somebody in the world, it's the
You know,
world
that's a
limit.
fair point.
You know?
Yeah. I feel
Someone
like this goose
might
probably
have-
would get shot.
Well, I
at
mean,
some point.
once you do enough stuff to these people, what they'll do instead of shooting you is put up a sign that says "No geese allowed," and it'll have like the red circle with the line through it, and there'll be a goose behind it, so it's like "No geese allowed," but it doesn't actually like do anything, to keep you away.
Yeah, because geese can't read signs.
It's just an indicator that, okay, you've completed this area, now move on to the next level. You've made them mad enough to put up signs that say "fuck geese." You've made them mad enough to put up signs that say "fuck the Chinese government."
You gotta watch this new South Park, bro. Dude,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think this game's legal in China?
I mean, this game, maybe
For now.
For now, couple of mods and that could be changed.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this has been pretty fun. This and another game of my priority right now. These are my two September releases that I've been playing, and it's this and Monster Hunter World Iceborne. And honestly, guys, I'm nominating Monster Hunter World Iceborne for Game of the Year. It's one of my nominees. It is that good. It is that enjoyable. There's that much content. I was worried there wasn't going to be enough content. It was like a $40 add-on or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I've put 50 hours in, and I'm like maybe halfway through.
Damn.
Yeah, a lot of fun. So actually, this footage we have right now is from the beta for Monster Hunter Iceborne, but I chose this because it's from a friend of mine's channel, Ratner Calor. Little shout out to you, Miles. Go check out his stuff. He's really good at the game. He just does these videos for fun, but he's got a good amount of views on some of his videos. So yeah, I've been enjoying the heck out of it. There's a lot of new monsters, whole new area, a lot of new monsters, you guys. The whole main quest line is taking me. I'm taking my sweet time here. I was stuck at a wall for a little while there. There's a couple monsters that I kind of got stuck on, and I finally defeated one of them pretty recently. He was a piece of poo-poo, and now he's dead. But now I am starting to get into it again, and it's just like they added things to the gameplay, not just like, you've got 14 different fighting styles for weapons, and that's nothing new, but one thing they did add to the overall gameplay was this concept where it's like you have this slinger on your arm that you can shoot at them. That's nothing new, but they had made it so where you can latch onto them and do this thing where you shoot all your ammo into its face or its head, kind of like Legolas when he gets on the Oliphant and he shoots 3 arrows into the back of its neck. You do something like that and it charges them forward, and if you get them to bash into a wall when you do that, it knocks them over and does 700 or 800 damage and leaves them open for a few seconds, so you can just unleash raw damage on them. And that was a new addition to the gameplay. That alone is kind of shaking things up. And there's other things you can do if you latch onto the monster. You can do an attack on it, and that attack is different based on the type of weapon you have. And you can hop around on it. But the problem is, this is an addition to the gameplay where it's like, oh, well, isn't that kind of OP? And they kind of balance it out in certain ways. It costs a lot of stamina to do, and it's something that is... if a monster is in the middle of an attack, it's just going to knock you off. So it's not easy to do if the monster's angry, and you can't really do it if he's, angry. So those are a couple limitations that kind of make it a little more balanced. But, it is still a very challenging game. Monster Hunter in general has never been, known for being easy.
Right.
But, it is fun. It is a lot of fun, and it's especially fun if you got a lot of friends who are playing. And that's the thing. I've got my roommate I'm trying to get him back into it because he's kind of done with Borderlands now. He was the one who was really playing Borderlands, and I'm trying to get him back into this. And I'm gonna catch him up to where I am, and we're gonna hunt a lot of monsters, you guys. I love me some Monster Hunter, but this is one of the monsters that was not part of the base game for World. It's called the Tigrex, and they had it in previous Monster Hunter games throughout. This is one of the classic monsters, and I wish there were more. I was disappointed when the initial game came out and there weren't as many. There's like 30 different types of monsters, give or take. And then with this, so far I've seen like 20 new monsters, give or take, and there's more to come.
That's a good amount, though. I mean, with how long each one takes and how in depth they all
are. Exactly. They all have like the certain type of skeletal structure they are or whatever, and how what they're weak against or strong against, and what their tracks look like and how they get angry, or what their weak points are, whether you can sever their tail or any of that kind of stuff, whether they're vulnerable to certain types of traps or others more. There's a lot of factors that go into it, and a lot of preparation is required if you want to be a successful hunter of monsters. And they did right when I got the Iceborne DLC, I was like, oh shit, I still haven't done the Witcher 3 crossover event that they did. They added the Leshen or the Leshen or whatever from Witcher 3 as a monster you can hunt in this game. So awesome. I played that through, and there's this whole armor set that makes it so you look like Geralt, so you can do that. And
that's dope.
They added the Igni sign, so you can do the little Igni spell, and it does a lot more damage if you do it as the Geralt. If you're wearing the Witcher armor, I guess that makes you look like Geralt.
That's cool.
Just a bunch of fun, cool little details like that.
Vision. I'm trying to think. Is that the one that's like in the woods?
Yeah, with it's got the exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So they did that. They added the behemoth from Final Fantasy. I don't know which Final Fantasy, but
I mean it's kind of the same. I've seen it in all.
Yeah.
It looks amazing in Final Fantasy 15, but it's
big, scary, giant, monster,
cat
dude.
Yeah.
And that fight actually specifically is kind of like a final. I mean, it's a Monster Hunter fight, but it still kind of feels like a Final Fantasy fight because it's not exactly turn-based, but they treat it kind of turn-based in the sense where it's like, oh, the monster's going to use this move now. We all have to get behind cover or something, and then it's this big blast, and we got to hide behind this thing. And it did. Each of these crossover events does a good job of making it feel like a crossover between Monster Hunter gameplay and Witcher 3 gameplay, or Monster Hunter 3 gameplay and Final Fantasy gameplay, or something like that. They even, for the event where they introduced the Leshen, you're playing as Geralt and you're tracking, and you find some character in one of the areas, and you do dialogue in the way that you did with Witcher 3 with the same font and everything. So they do these little things to kind of make you feel like, oh wow, this is actually kind of like a Witcher 3 experience in Monster Hunter. And
Witcher 3 lends itself to you're pretty much a monster hunter
exactly.
when you're a actor,
Something of a monster hunter myself.
Yeah, that's that'd be cool if they just did a whole spin-off.
I'd be all
Witcher
about
world,
it.
Put you in a Velen or whatever and let you go fulfill contracts.
Yeah, that would be really
Prepare
cool.
for them and just live that life, not even with anything after you. It's just everyday witching.
I think they did a crossover event with this expansion of Iceborne and Horizon Zero Dawn Frozen Wilds. And
I remember seeing that was what we put up last time when I thought we had gameplay.
Yeah,
it was just the trailer.
Exactly. So that looks pretty cool. But yeah, no, I think
still playing.
Oh, it's just the video stuff. But yeah, no, I've still been playing a bunch of Iceborne, and Untitled Goose Game and Iceborne are my two priorities right now. And I did end up playing through Link's Awakening, just burnt through it in a weekend basically. I mean, I loved it. It was one of 4 Zelda games I hadn't beaten, and now I have 3 that I have yet to beat, and those are Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, and Triforce Heroes. And I'm not looking forward to Triforce Heroes, but I'll get around to it eventually.
Yeah.
Link's Awakening was awesome. Was it worth $60? For me, yes. For most people, probably not, but it was worth it for me. I had to do it. It's very fun, very, visually really good.
Yeah,
the visuals are awesome.
My brother picked it up, and I played it a little bit when I was hanging out with him last, and it looked like a lot of fun. I mean, granted, I've played the game before, but it's been ages.
Oh yeah.
So I just don't know if I want to pay the full 60 for it.
It's not worth it. I mean, only if you're as diehard a Zelda fan as myself, only at that point can I really justify it. I can justify it in my mind, but I'm not going to recommend it to anyone that's not crazy fanatic about Zelda, because
Question about that is, will it ever go on sale, knowing Nintendo how they are with their first
I mean, I bet
some of them go on sale sometimes, but
I mean, I think the sales will drop, pretty sharply. I think everyone that wants Link's Awakening already has it by now, for the most part, with the occasional holiday exception. I think once holidays are over, they might, do a, winter or Valentine's Day sale or something, and maybe they'll just take it down to 40 or maybe less by then, but they'd probably put it at 40 to be honest. I mean, Nintendo's they've gone public with like, we want to have a Zelda related game release every year, whether it's Hyrule Warriors remastered or Link's Awakening remake or mainline Zelda or this or that or yada yada. I'm one of those people who's optimistic and hoping maybe Breath of the Wild sequels next year, but then again, with how next year's looking, I can probably wait.
With how next year's looking though, it seems like the year the Breath of the Wild sequel will come out with all these crazy games. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. Nintendo's got to compete next holiday somehow, so that would be the way to do it, to be honest. I mean, maybe Metroid Prime 4 was supposed to be that game, but...
Yeah, for real. Maybe the trilogy, though. That might be something
that'd be really good.
Happens,
Exactly. That's a fair point. Right. Yeah, we got to do something about that.
We might have to upgrade this
situation. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, no, I mean, that's all I can really think of as far as, I've been playing Oblivion.
Nice.
I like Oblivion.
Yeah.
Going back, huh?
Yeah.
Going back.
Yeah. I caved and decided, you know what? I want some Oblivion in my life.
It's a good one.
It's cool. I'm a orc named Mar.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. He's a badass. I'm at like level, 15 or something right now. I went through the arena quests.
Mm-hmm.
I told the Grey Prince about his origins, and he was like, "Oh, just kill me." Dude, those quests in Oblivion have so much more character. I feel like than Skyrim, to be honest.
For sure.
It's more willing to be zany and not take itself seriously, and just kind of have fun and Yeah, I like Oblivion. I think it's a wonderful game.
Yeah,
so,
no doubt.
That was a mind blower back in the day.
Dude, man.
This place, anywhere, all this. What?
Yeah, unbelievable how big that game was. 2006, man.
Wait, what are these portals? What?
Loading screen was like 5 minutes.
Oh my god, yeah.
God damn, bro. That's the one thing. That's funny. We look back at all these moments. We forget about the technical limitations, like load times and multiple discs and shit like that.
Exactly.
Well, they come and go, right? Like, I mean, cartridges, were like an immediate experience, and like then when we moved to discs, that's when we started getting load times. I mean, it was actually like earlier in like in PC gaming, like higher refresh rates were the norm, like 60 120 hertz. Like CRT monitors were able to do that like a lot easier.
Yeah.
When we moved to LCD, and with graphics becoming more demanding, things kind of changed a little bit, but I mean, we've seen certain regressions, but then things kind of make comebacks, and there's an ebb and flow in certain things.
Yeah.
But it is interesting. Yeah, like load times on those consoles could be pretty brutal.
Yeah. Last of Us Part 2 is going to be on 2 discs.
Mm-hmm.
That is mind blowing. In this day and age, that game is going to be dense.
And it's no multiplayer.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they might be putting it into like a separate.
I think so. Yeah, like some sort of separate offering or something or whatever, which is cool. But I mean, like a single player game is 2 discs on PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Well,
Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC is going to be around like 150 gigs.
Like I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it, man.
Man, these internet providers are going to have to up these
the data caps, man.
Yeah, man, terabyte ain't enough.
I know, right?
It's not enough. These games, 150 gigs for one game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. I mean, I'm gonna do it.
Insane. Yeah. Oh
damn.
my God.
Right.
That's huge, man. I mean, Gears 4 was 150 at the end of it. It didn't start that big, but it ended up that big.
Yeah.
And then Gears 5, I think, is like 50 or 60. I don't understand.
That's not so bad.
That's
I
reasonable.
don't understand. And it looks better. It's bigger. I wonder what it all was, but
yeah.
Who knows, man? Hopefully, either the internet providers figure that out, or something like that happens where they get better at keeping these file sizes down. But
Yeah, better compression or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. don't know. Covered a lot. I don't know if there's anything left.
I think that kind of wraps it up for me, man.
Yeah, I think we did a good job going over the past month there.
Yeah,
Catching
there is a
up.
game
Yeah.
I didn't bring up. We had queued up. We'll bring it up next time. But I had started Valfaris.
Oh, yeah.
Switch. It's a cool game. I'm not gonna get too much into it. I only played one level.
Yeah.
I did kind of want to show a little bit, but I'll wait till I
Get a little deeper, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much like a Contra game in the heavy metal 2000.
I like the sound of that.
You know?
Yeah.
It looks great. It's a visual treat. It's a gameplay treat. It's smooth. Yeah, there'll be a lot coming on that, so I definitely recommend it. But,
Yeah, I remember they revealed that at E3. I think that was when I remember seeing it for the first time, and it's out. I'm happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
Glad you got it. Glad you're enjoying it, man.
Oh yeah,
That's good
man.
stuff.
We'll have to sit down with it one of these times. I'll show you, see if you want to hop in that world. And same for you. And we all switching it up. I love
Fuck
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm glad we got back up on it.
Yeah, it's a good sesh. Yeah,
Good
it's
sesh.
been a while.
You
man.
know?
A good month to cover. We got a hellacious foreseeable
Oh my
future
God.
game to dive into too.
So
Gonna
many
keep us
games.
busy.
So many
Yeah.
games the next like 6 months. It's unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
Death Stranding, and that's gonna hold me over until like January when they're doing a remaster for SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, and I'm just
What?
Whoa,
Whoa, what?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So I'm gonna get down on that, and then there's Last of Us, and then Final Fantasy, and then Animal Crossing, and then Cyberpunk, and that's too much,
Then
man.
a break, please.
Yeah, and then a break. Just
Give us time to play those games.
give us another slow summer because Nintendo was the only one releasing games this summer. Super Mario Maker and Fire Emblem held me over. There's nothing else.
I'll be good for a summer of just playing through them good games, but we'll see. We'll see what comes up, man.
Yeah.
We'll be back here soon.
Yep.
Covering some more shit, talking about some more shit, and it's hip hop for life over here. Good network, baby.
Getting related to hip hop for life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Zach, you see what I think?
But
Yeah. Bye.